Make a U-turn. In 1,000 feet, slight left, take the next left, sharp left, turn right on, continue on, in a quarter mile, at the light, in 600 feet, turn right on.
You have reached your destination.
Yup. Okay, I've had a week's worth of delay. Had COVID again. I wanted to show you what I'm doing with these little pinhole deformations in the paint. You take high build primer, you spray it in there, and you smear it around. Let it dry, and then you wet sand it off, leaving filled in pinholes. I'm going to cover this again with a coat of primer. This is what it looks like when it's in motion. Ugly. Okay, so this presents the appearance of whiteout. You know, the old paper, what do you call it? Paper white, white covered little paint things with typewriters, blah blah blah. That. Okay, so this is deliberately thick. I have deliberately put a hell of a lot on there because I'm going to deliberately sand it back off, leaving this. I want to make sure that, using a finger, when you smear it around like that, it gets it into the holes. I've got a couple of other panels that I've done this to. I'm waiting for my door here, this one here, to finish up drying. It dries pretty quickly, so I'll have that sanded off here in another hour or so. And then I'm going to re-coat everything with primer again. Okay. So I've also... Okay, here's what my hood looks like. Okay, I've got a couple of spots that are still drying. God damn it. With pinholes. Son of a bitch. Must have missed that one. But the rest of it, there you go. Now, once I'm done with all of this priming, I'm going to take like a 600 grit sandpaper piece and go over everything lightly, like the day before I actually spray paint. Actually paint color-based paint. So I've got I've got my trunk to sand down and make it look pretty. I want to do a little bit of work on the engine bay and so forth. So yeah, it's not actually too bad. Given how this hood was, how it is now, I'm pretty proud of. So I've just got some more work to do on it. That's all. Okay, so I thought I'd show you just about the perfect representational example of a body piece ready to be painted. Okay, here's nice dark black, right? I haven't sanded anything on this newest coat of primer. Then you see this, which is milky white. This means I've sanded down all of the high ridges, the low ridges, the swirl marks, and yada yada yada, with a few minor exceptions. Okay, those aren't holes, that's actual paint. I can't feel it, but I can see it, so I'll be able to see that in the final paint job. So I'm going to paint over that, right? I'm afraid that if I sand down too far, I'll get bits like this, bits like that. Okay. You'll see these areas here. Those aren't holes. Again, those are just low spots in the paint, in the primer, and the same thing here. So I'm going to let this dry. I'll get a better gander at at everything that I've got to do, redo, or look at, and get to it. I'm going to do that door next, I think, so it's off my to-do list, and then off to that sucker. And this is done. I'm awfully pleased. So you saw the swirl marks and how thick that was. All that is gone. Mostly is mud on the floor. Yeah, that's 5 minutes of wet sanding, and all those little tiny protuberances and pinholes, etc., are now filled in. That's where the octagon goes. But one coat of primer on this thing, and I'm ready to paint. So yeah, goddamn, yeah. Now that this sucker is nice and dry, you can see just a little bit of work here, sanding to do, right? The hell? Oh, hey. To do, and that's that. So, okay. I think I'm pretty much done with all of the non-body pieces. You'll see some dark splotchy bits here. That's dark primer. Prior to me putting on the final coat of epoxy, I wanted just a little bit of a layer there before I epoxied everything. Except I forgot about some crunchies out of the corners of the hood area here, there, which you can still see. I didn't get that one very well. God damn it. A little bit of one there, and here in the corner, and here in the corner. I'm gonna let these things cure overnight, and when they're, God damn it, gonna let these things cure overnight. I'll get to them in the morning and paint them up, get them nice and black before I epoxy everything. I'm not gonna re-epoxy the entire car, right? I'm going to epoxy the areas that I've done work on. I'm going to re-epoxy the entire trunk, just because it needs to be, I think. Lots of bath needed there. It looks like pigeon droppings, doesn't it? And maybe another coat of epoxy here on the engine, on the heater shelf, maybe. I'm gonna get a good look at everything tomorrow after a bath, after this thing's bath, rather. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I bought some chassis paint, some more chassis paint. So I may do that tonight here for the inner fender portions. What the hell, why not? Yeah. Hell, I might as well, right? No, fuck, I want to go to bed. Not bed, but take a shower and chill. And I say with a long, tired sigh, I'm done. It's about 85 degrees in my garage. It's probably a hell of a lot higher outside my garage. I can say this because as soon as I put a coat of epoxy on, it flashes and it is done. God damn it, I was gonna redo that bowl. Oh well. So there we go. Still some that are drying a little bit. Again, I'm gonna resand the entire roof here. That part's done. That part's done. I oversprayed, so when I do go ahead and sand it off, by golly and by gum, it's gonna be just wonderful. And there as well. God, everything in me is just soaked. All the sweat I've put off. Jesus Christ. A couple pounds, 3, 5, 10. I don't know. Who can tell? So there. Now I really am going to. That's still drying, kind of in the shade. I'm gonna let this dry, and I'm gonna post this finally. No shit, actually. And probably tomorrow or the next day, pick up the paint.